What's up guys, Cylus here, and today I'm breaking down how I made my brand new track called Paradise. If you're into music production or just getting started, I'm going to walk you through exactly how I made this song. We'll go from the chords, the melody, the drums, the arrangement, the mixing, all of it. So let's not waste any more time and let's get right into it. As you can see, we've got sound effects, piano, synth, bass, respace, some brass, drums, and then the vocals. And I like to have my tracks organized towards the final stages like this, just for mixing. We can bounce these downs into stems for a further mix down, but let's just get right into it. So we'll start with the intro here. You are sweet as paradise, I saw forever in your eyes. No one could ever put a price on us, no. So pretty simple. We've got this submarine type sound effect. And then one cool thing about this one is it's pitching down. So it goes kind of fun effect. And then we also have a bunch of Foley sound effects, super subtle. We've got like this chimes. These are pretty hard to hear. Vinyl cracking. And then children playing in the background. And then some natural jungle ambience. Really giving it that paradise type feel. Then we've got our piano. Here's the chord progression. These are all kind of randomized, so it's like a very natural, organic sounding piano. It's Imagiro piano. I use the piano in a lot of my songs. We're cutting out the low frequencies, then EQing, boosting around 23,000, and then RC20 just for added texture. Then we've got our intro synth. Which is like a pad. Here we've got, that doesn't need to be there, but we do have the respace. Serum preset, and then our vocals. All right. Then the next section we get into is kind of like a chorus. So this bass comes in, which is kind of like a driving force throughout the more upbeat part of the song, which is a Serum preset, Sam Smyers. And it does have like a reverb automation that helps it move into the next section here. Below that we've got a sub bass, and then our drums here, which are filtering in. They also have a G clip on there to kind of boost them a little bit, and I'll show you what it sounds like with and without G clip. So that's with it, without it. So without it, it definitely is not punching as hard. So that's a nice little effect. And then we also have a BX sub filter, kind of boosting some frequencies around 46 hertz. So kind of in that low end. It would be like around here. 46. it would be like this range. And then we also have drum bus on there, giving it a little bit more boom, and then taming that with the Pro and B. Just helps the low end sit in the mix a little bit better. This is like a transitional sound synth. Serum. It's actually 2 serums in a rack. And this one, I think it's actually the same serum preset, but maybe I tweaked it a little bit. And then some bunch of transitions. Then we have this flutter pluck that I use in a lot of my tracks. It's got LFO tool on it with like a sidechain ducking. It's EQ'd pretty heavily here. And then it's got compactor, which are making the kick cut through. Or it's sidechained to the kick. And same with this bass, it has a compactor, so it's sidechaining to the kick, and then a sausage fattener as well. This is like the ghost sidechain that's playing. It's only when the kick hits, so we're only sidechaining those sounds to the kick. All right, we'll keep it moving. So here we've got that pluck coming in. And then automating the cutoff. So it's automating, opening up over time. Piano. Here we're automating that gritty bass, so it's more subtle and then coming back in. Sub bass. Here's where the brass comes in. So we've got like a whole brass section. Looks like we've got like 5 different brasses layered on top of each other. Then there's a glue compressor on top of them to make them sound like they're coming from the same space. And then we're also sending them to some reverbs, so they sound even more cohesively in the same space. And then some parallel compression is even on them. So a lot of compression just to make them really glued together. And then a lot of sound effects. Not here, but here they are, just like a transitional sound here. I wanted this section to be really impactful, so what we have here is like a bass, that same gritty bass, EQ'd a little bit differently. And I also have some other layers on top. This one is that same bass, but we're automating the unison and the detune here. Gives it that cool, like, unison shifting effect, and then a sub bass that's like fluttering here. And then we also have like a voice choir in the background with a flux MIDI, flux with a flux mini, which is creating that sound. In the last outro here, we have this string come in, some chimes. Sound effects. Drums filter out at the end here. Alright, and that's about it. So that's how I made Paradise from scratch. If you liked the breakdown and want to learn how to produce your own music, make sure you check out my music producer bootcamp, which is in the description. And also drop a comment if you want me to break down another track. And make sure to subscribe if you're into music production. Peace.